Did you ever get in the mood for pizza, but didn't want to wait that 30, 40, sometimes 50 minutes for a delivery order? Well, I've got the pizza for you. This pizza on screen took me just 22 minutes to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Here's a quick shot of the ingredients. A lot can be changed depending on what you have on deck. But before we get to any mixing, you want to get your oven preheated to 475 or 500 degrees and put your favorite cast iron inside to preheat. Now for the dough, this is going to be about one personal size pizza. We're going to start with a cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then a teaspoon of yeast, which isn't really going to give us rise in this case, but I like the flavor that it adds. And then just a couple pinches of salt, and then we'll start adding warm water. And the trick with the warm water is to add it a little bit at a time until that dough ball starts to form. It's a lot easier to add gradually than to start with too much and then have to add flour in the beginning. So make sure you add gradual and then work it into a ball. Just knead it for 2 to 3 minutes. And then we're actually going to pop this in the freezer so it makes it a little bit easier to roll while we prepare the sauce and some of the other ingredients. Now while the dough's resting in the freezer, we're just going to make a quick sauce, and it's not cooked or anything. Basically just chop up a clove of garlic, and then whatever kind of tomatoes you have on hand. I had diced tomatoes and just kind of mushed them up in the hand a little bit to get them a better consistency. And then just add a few cranks of the pepper. You can add a couple pinches of salt, and I added some oregano. You could mix this up however you wanted. If you wanted some basil, you wanted a little bit of sugar in there, feel free to do whatever you want. This is really just kind of what you got on hand. Give it a quick mix, and there you go. It's a nice sauce. So that cornmeal mixture you see on the screen is just 3 parts cornmeal to 1 part sugar. And this is one of my favorite little tricks to use when making pizza. It's going to make it easier to roll out. And second, and more importantly, it's going to give you a nice crisp crust. That sugar is going to go in the pan and it's going to caramelize. And it's going to give you that nice browning feature on the bottom. So the pan I pulled out has been preheated in the oven, so it's hot right now while we put the ingredients on top. And it's going to start sealing the crust on the bottom as we put whatever toppings we have. In my case, I just had some diced up onions and mozzarella, and then I finished it off with a little bit of Parmesan. And then for cooking, I generally do around 7 to 9 minutes, and the last minute or 2 is usually going to be on broil to give you that nice browned top, which is really important. And important to note, while this is cooking, you can do your dishes. I got most of mine done except the pan that you see the pizza in now and the cutting board. So this is a great pizza. I'm telling you guys, 25 minutes or less, like it can be all yours. Hope you guys enjoyed.